So you're here to make some Atlas over time with your spaceships and want to know how to do it. Well, you've come to the right video. Hey everyone, it's Dominic from the Star Atlas team, and today I'll be showing you how to rent out your fleets to Star Atlas players, earning yourself some Atlas in the process. Before we get started, you're going to need 3 things, but we do recommend a 4th. Number 1, ships to form a fleet and lend out to other players. 2, crew to add to your fleet. You can't form a fleet without personnel to man it. Number 3, Atlas or Solana for transaction fees. And number 4, it's not required, but your fleets will look more attractive to renters if they're filled with fuel and ammunition. Let's get started by heading to base.staratlas.com and set up our profile. Choose your name and select your faction. Once you're in, by default, Atlas Prime will be enabled, which uses Atlas to pay for Solana transaction fees. If you'd like to disable it and use Solana instead, click the settings cog, manage section settings, and disable Atlas Prime. Today we're going to be forming a fleet in order to rent out that fleet to other players, in exchange for some Atlas, of course. Now let's get started. First thing we'll need to do is import your ships, crew, and resources into the game via your faction's central space station. You can do that by clicking on your faction CSS and heading to the Port of Entry tab. Once there, import your desired assets. Now that your assets are in your faction CSS, we're ready to form our fleet. Click the Hangar tab and press Form New Fleet to select the ships you'd like to form into a fleet. It's important to note that your fleet can't have infinite ships in it. There's a maximum capacity of 145 per fleet, and ships will fill this limit quicker the larger the ship is. Remember, to form a fleet, you'll require crew members to be at your CSS or starbase to man your fleets. If you don't have enough crew to form your desired fleet, you'll see an error. Like I said at the beginning of the video, you don't have to do this next step, but it can make your fleets more attractive to buyers if you fill the fleet with consumable resources that allow players to perform certain actions. If you don't supply the resources, the player will have to do it instead, so keep that in mind. To fill your fleet with fuel and ammo, head to the hangar, click on your fleet, click Full Refuel to fill the fleet's fuel tank, and click Full Rearm to fill the fleet's ammo bank. Now that your fleet is made, let's rent it out by going to play.staratlas.com and clicking the Fleet Rentals icon on the side navigation bar. Make sure your wallet is connected and you'll be able to see your newly created fleet in the My Fleet Inventory tab. You can now list this fleet for players to rent by selecting how much Atlas you would like to rent it out for per day and clicking List for Rent. Something to keep in mind is your fleet will continuously be listed as available to rent unless you cancel the listing. If you don't cancel the listing, the fleet will immediately go back on the market after someone is done using it. If you do cancel the listing, you'll receive your fleet after the player's rental time is completed or if they end the rental early. And that's it. You're now all set and ready to become the greatest ship lord in Gallia.